Hello there, welcome to Genesis Models. My name is Bob Waldron and this is an inbox review video which we're going to be taking a look at Hobby Boss's fairly new tool, 2016 new tool of their Su-30MKK Flanker G. It's in 1/48 scale, costs around about £40 mark, give or take, but looking really cool. So let's get this open and take a look, and I am really sort of impressed with this kit. It is a pretty big box, as you can see. Nice box art. First thing you will see is we've got this one big piece all really well packaged together. Now what we've got is, if we have a really good look in close, we can see some absolutely top-notch, really damn good surface detail all along this absolutely beautiful kit just here. It's nice and crisp. We've got recessed panel lines, recessed rivets, you name it, it has got it. And then if we turn it over, we do have the underside detail. Also, again, we've got bags of absolutely gorgeous detail just in here. The recessed panel lines and rivets, as they kind of go around this very sort of big 90-degree angle, they do sort of fade a bit, which is kind of normal for stuff like this, but you may want to sort of rescribe those areas just in there. So looking really good. Also, we have inside here, we've got a load of different bags and stuff, which we have our canopies. If we just open these up, first little one here, we have our canopy section just here. Now looking at it, we are looking very crisp and clean. No real marks going on. It was very well packaged and everything. Does seem to be a little seam line just going down the middle, so we may want to sort of take care of that. We have the next part of the canopy, which again, we are looking at the same level of quality with this, also with a seam line that does run all the way down the middle, also, which you might want to take care of. You do also get some rubber tires with this, right, which has some nice sort of tread marks just on here. Looking good. We've got two big ones, two small ones. Those rubber tires are looking rather cool. We've got our nose cone. I won't get everything out of the bag just to kind of speed things up. We have some more pieces in this bag. We have in this bag, we've got two identical sprues, and we have our ejector seats, which, looking at the ejector seats, we've got some nice sort of detail going on with seat belts and everything inside here. Nice sort of level of detail going on. We have no sort of nasty ejector pin marks in places that, you know, we're sort of going to see. I mean, we do have them here. You may want to sort of trim that up a little bit before you glue it together, but they're not going to be anywhere where you are going to see. We've got some more clear parts here, which are just sort of little bits of indicators, and also to do with the weapons as well, which come into a big bag of weapon sprues just here. If we just open this up, again, two identical sprues, but if we get one out, we've got like a massive lovely array of weapons, looking rather big and beefy. We've got all sorts of lovely detail on here. Even on our little fins just here, there is a load of recessed rivet detail. We've even got recessed panels as well where they're due. Absolutely loads of weapons. Remember, this is all ×2, so we make a load more of what you can see here. And again, we've got all our little fins, which I do love, all this very sort of faint recessed rivet detail in there. It's not sort of massive recessed detail that it's going to sort of look out of scale. It's just so nice and fine. Moving along, we have some more sprues here, which we've got more weapons going on also. Again, these are 2 sprues, so we've got this times 2. Again, we've got loads more weapons in here with loads of lovely detail. Loving all the sort of surface detail on these weapons. We've also got some pylons which have got all that sort of lovely rivet detail and everything, looking crisp, looking nice and smooth. So nice lovely weapons there. We've got some sort of, you know, all our little tail bits and elevators and stuff in these 2 bags just here, which we can have another look at our surface detail, which hopefully, as you can see, you know, absolutely, you know, gorgeous surface detail. Really is up there as being, you know, it does show how this is a brand new mold, only 2016. You can really sort of tell at how crisp it is. It really has got that sort of surface detail feel of some of like Tamiya's 1/32 scale. Absolutely, you know, absolutely stunning kits. And we've got in here, basically this is sort of this, I won't get this one out actually, you know, we've got sort of all our little bits of elevators, ailerons, flaps and stuff, just on this one. Same level of surface detail. Just to speed this up, as you can see, we do get a lot of plastic for our money. As much as this might be around about £40, there is a lot of plastic in here. We have our sort of air intake area just here now, which if we just have a look, we've got lovely sort of surface detail on our air intake here, just here, lovely sort of detail. It does wrap around quite sharply, and although it does, we've got all our detail still there. Unlike our bigger piece just here where it's sort of wrapped around, it's sort of faded a bit. It hasn't on this one, which is rather good, and we've got all that usual absolutely gorgeous stunning detail on there. On the inside, it doesn't look like it's going to be a big deal. We have got ejector pin marks in there, but it looks like we're going to be putting something in there. And then we've got a whole bunch of lovely detail just here for all sorts of things like our air intakes and stuff like wheel wells and wheel well doors. Have we got any nasty ejector pin marks? No, we're all good just there. Then we have, in this one, we have our exhaust cans on here, so we might want to take a look at how well detailed these are. So looking at our exhaust cans, I am seeing some really nice detail. It's all one piece as well, you haven't got to put pieces together. We've got loads of that nice recessed panel line detail going on with it, as well as all this other cool detail for the exhaust area. I do believe this is like some more internal detail for the exhaust. You can just make it out in there, which is rather cool that they've done that also. So that is looking rather good. Oh, and we've got the cockpit tub just here also. This is looking, I am liking this actually. We've got loads of very sort of tiny crisp buttons. If we sort of get you in close on it, you can probably see a little bit better how crisp those buttons and dials and detail in there. Absolutely top notch. Moving along, what we've got in this one, we've got bits of landing gear and stuff. We'll have a little butchers on this one. We've got our landing gear, which let's have a look at ejector pin marks. They are not going to be in any nasty places. Flash wise on this kit, I'm really not seeing anything major. Right, we've got our normal sort of join mold lines, but nothing sort of major there. Some lovely detail just inside here also, and some wiring bits and whatnot here and there for wheel well detail again. Loads of tiny little pieces also, looking good. Moving along, we have yet another bag with pylons and sort of weapons and stuff. I won't get them all out, but there's ×2 of these. Oh, and then we've got our instrument display panels in this one, so we'll have a look inside here. We've got instruments display panels, we've got 2 of them, again looking very sort of crisp, nice, neat. I'm hoping there's going to be some decals with this. There's some decals with this. This is going to look absolutely amazing. It really is looking good for something that is out of the box. And we've got our front landing gear just here, which is really well detailed, and I'm liking the look at that. Then we have more cockpit detail. So I'm assuming there's, I haven't really looked at the instructions yet, but I'm assuming there's some sort of a 2-seater version and a 1-seater version, because we have our cockpit tub just here, but this is like a 2-seater. And again, I absolutely love how small but crisp the detail is inside this cockpit tub just there. I'm hoping you're picking it up on camera, because it is really good, and apart from that, everything else is looking really good also, which then brings us to stuff like decals. We do also get a tiny bit of photo etch, right? If I can just get you on camera just there, tiny bit of photo etch, nothing major to write home about. If that, yeah, it's very small. And then if we carry on, we have our decals, right? Let's take a look at these decals and see what we've got. First off, we need to actually open these up. They've nicely closed them with tape. I do like it when they do this. It just keeps your decals much more safer. But what we've got here looks more like our whole sort of stencils going on here. Maybe a little bit of markings. I'm looking at it, and the colours are looking very bright actually. Might have to check that, but still, you know, the colours do look good, and the writing is very sort of small and almost, you know, you can make it out a little bit. The rest of it does look good, nicely in registry. It does feel thin. It doesn't feel like the decals are really thick and horrible, so that's good. And then we have another big set of decals here. Again, they are nicely taped down, and they do feel different. Almost like they're from different manufacturers, strangely. But you know, looking at this again, this is what I was hoping for, was to have all these lovely sort of display panels and everything in decal form to go with those gorgeous instrument display panels that we've got. So this is a lot of stencils actually on this one, and it is again looking pretty much just like the other decal sheet that I've just shown you just on there. There is a lot of weapons to this as well, which I think a lot of this is just like loads of lovely decals for the weapons. Then we can have a look at our instructions, which just inside here we've got some nice good quality satin paper showing us some markings and colour callouts. I do colour callouts for Mr. Hobby, Vallejo, Model Master Tamiya and Humbrol. And we've got 2 lots of different colour schemes just on there, as well as this massive array of weapons that you get with the kit, and it's also showing you all your decal callouts and colour schemes and everything. Rather good. Moving along with the instructions. Instructions are on some matte, sort of standard quality paper. Having a look through just quickly, it does look as though it's pretty sort of simple and easy to follow. They've not bunched everything up too much. You know, starting off with a cockpit. Yeah, this is the 2-seat version. Bring our 2 fuselage halves together, as well as all the wing section and everything. Looking pretty simple. And yeah, I mean, this is looking pretty easy. I mean, I'm not seeing any sort of major options yet. Okay, we can have air brakes, we can have our landing gear up and down, canopies up and down. We do have this massive array of weapons to be able to put them in different ways, but I was just wondering, do we get to like put flaps and slats and maneuver all them? Yeah, it looks like there is a little bit of an option to sort of position them. Yes, actually no, Yeah, we're all good for like flaps and slats and all your elevators and stuff. You can nicely manoeuvre them. So there's a fair few options. Now that is everything in the kit, and all in all, I've got to say, for the price, it does feel like a bargain. You do look like you get a sort of a very new tool with really damn good, modern type surface detail. The amount of weapons, the decals, they're looking pretty good. The glass canopies, they're looking really smart. You get a tiny bit of photo etch. You do get rubber tyres as well. I do like rubber tyres. I'm loving how good the cockpit is looking for out of the box, as well as the exhaust. That's looking really damn good for out of the box. And in general, no flash, no nasty ejector pin marks in nasty places. I mean, if it goes together nicely, I mean, I do feel like this is a really, really good bargain for you guys who like to do Russian stuff out there, and for anyone who wants to try and do some Russian. I would really like to do this actually, because I'm so really impressed at the surface detail that is on here. I mean, putting a wash on here is gonna be absolutely lovely. And let's face it, I mean, it's quite a big aircraft, really. I mean, it's I mean, compared to like my F-15 and F-14 out there, it does seem to be a fair bit bigger than they are. So quite a lot of plastic for the money. So it's a big thumbs up, nice bargain, nice price, nice new kit. Cannot grumble. So hopefully you've enjoyed this inbox review here at Genesis Models. So I will catch you next time.